Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tiwonge Manda from the University of Malawi. So I'll be presenting on this paper entitled Gluing Papers to Computers, How QR and Barcodes Enable Hybrid Information Systems. At the bottom of the screen, you find the complete listing of authors for this work. That is the outline for this presentation. So I'll first go into the motivation and problem area for the work. So this work is motivated by ongoing work in development and implementation of medical record systems. And what we've noted in this work is that the management of patient information in resource-poor environments is reliant on paper registers. And the challenge with the use of paper registers is that it can be difficult to find a patient's previous record when they come for subsequent visits to health facility. And what then happens sometimes is that when health workers are unable to find a patient's existing record, they just opt to create a new one, meaning the patient's medical history is lost due to the creation of the new record, mainly because people are then even more reluctant to go and find the previous record for a particular patient. And in as much as patients retain a copy of their medical records using paper-based booklets or health passports, when these booklets get lost, then they also lose their medical history. So what has happened over the past decade or 2 decades in Malawi is that there's been an increase in the implementation of digital medical record systems, but then there are also various challenges faced in the use of digital medical record systems. The key ones being intermittent power supply and intermittent connectivity, meaning that it is necessary to augment digital medical record systems with paper tools to allow for continued service delivery when there's no power or network connectivity isn't available. So a key thing then becomes how we can augment digital tools with paper tools. So in this research, we sort of find out how the use of QR codes implemented on an Android app can make the transition between paper and IT systems more seamless. So this was achieved or pursued using 2 more specific objectives. One was to extend QR code functionality for the District Health Information Software Platform, or DHIS2, and its integrated Android app to allow for the use of QR codes in health service delivery. So the existing functionality at the time was mainly focused on facilitating the exchange of data between mobile phones. And then after developing the tool, we also wanted then to evaluate the efficiency and effectiveness of the QR code reader Android app. So in terms of efficiency, we wanted to look at the amount of time taken to perform a task, and the tasks being searching for a patient record and also creating a new patient record. And in terms of effectiveness, looking at improving data quality and also avoiding creation of duplicate records, and then facilitating entering of data in the appropriate record. So for the study, we took an action research approach. So getting into the context, looking at how health workers went about the work, and then developing the prototype for generating QR codes, printing those QR codes onto patient booklets and field testing that, getting feedback from health workers, and then also doing another iteration and having that field tested. So this study was conducted at 4 primary health facilities in Zomba, Malawi, with the involvement of 24 health workers, mainly community health workers, and then we also had a nurse, a pharmacist, and a clinic manager participating. Our data was mainly qualitative, but we also collected quantitative data for measuring efficiency. And data were collected using interviews, observations. So for example, we were looking at how people manage records, and also we also observed how people used the app that was developed. And then the think aloud technique was also used in data collection for people to vocalize or speak out what they were thinking as they were testing the app. So there were 2 main rounds of data collection. So with round 1 focusing on documentation of work practices, where we went into the field, looked at how people keep records, how they identify clients and search for records in paper-based registers. And then after that, the app was developed. And then the second round, for the second round, we did the app testing. So participants tested the QR code functionality implemented in a digital client registry Android app. So this app was linked to a DHIS2 platform. And then for the app testing, the sessions lasted between 20 to 30 minutes. So we also detailed what we wanted to test, or for example, the usability aspects that we wanted to find out. So in terms of technology, for the patient system, we use the district health information software, which is an open source configurable platform. And then for the mobile app, we used Android. And so for this research, there was an Android app developed specifically and linked to DHIS2, so that it couldn't be caught up in the rapid development phases of the main DHIS2 platform. And then we also used Brother PTouch Q Plus for QR code. So what you see on the screen is like a sample screen from the prototype for printing a QR code, and then the QR code pasted on a health passport. In terms of major outcomes, with this work, we extended the DHIS2 QR code functionality to allow for in-service use for searching client records, printing QR codes. And then we also saw that with the use of QR codes, there was efficiency in terms of time saving. So with the use of paper tools, health workers used between 3 and 10 minutes in trying to find a client's record, but this took just a matter of seconds when using the QR codes. And in terms of effectiveness, the app mainly required one to search for a client's record using the QR code before they could register a new one. So that prevented the creation of duplicates. And the app also flagged missing fields when one wanted to create a new record. So that prevented the saving of incomplete records. And then also by scanning data from a QR code, we noted that there was a reduction in errors due to mistyping. And also by using the digital system, it meant, and the QR codes, it meant that it was possible to recover a patient's record if they had lost their paper-based record. But of course, besides that, there were some usability issues, as the health workers didn't understand some of the terms that were used on the buttons, but these were partially resolved by working together with the health workers and iterating through the design of the app. So I think mainly what we've seen from this research is that the QR code can serve as a glue between the hybrid systems, the paper and digital record systems. So because you can leverage the paper tools like the booklet and the digital platform by printing the QR code, pasting it on the booklet, and then using a scanner when the patient returns for a subsequent visit. And I think by and large, we've also noted that the hybrid systems are more robust, as health workers can access the paper record when power and network connectivity are unavailable. And it's also, for example, possible to recover lost paper-based records from the digital systems. And the use of QR codes do lead to time efficiency by reducing the amount of time it takes to find patient records. And also there's that avoidance of the creation of duplicate patient records. And I think going forward, we feel that this can be leveraged more because the proliferation of smart devices, mobile phones and tablets means that there's no specialized equipment as it was before required to work with QR codes. And also the label printers are affordable and robust. So we feel that I think there is an opportunity here to leverage the use of QR codes to create hybrid patient record systems. Yeah, so thank you very much. Thank you. And we say Zikomo in Chichewa.